what's up everybody, it's the Gaming Goji, and in this video we're going to be going over my whole entire trip to NYCC and of course my attendance at the Dragon Prince Season 7 panel. It was such a fun panel. There was a lot revealed, including episode 1, which I will be breaking down in this video, and we even got a brand new Season 7 poster, which is very interesting. We have a lot of interesting details for Season 7 to talk about in this video, along with, of course, the people, the journey, and who I've met in the fandom. So without further ado, let's get right into all the updates and news, and we've got a lot to go over. So let's first go over, well, the panel. When did it happen? Well, it happened last Saturday at 1:30. That's when it ended. It happened at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday. I had to drive there. It was not that long of a drive. It was 1 hour. And, yeah, we just entered the room. I mean, there's nothing really special. But you know what did happen? The only really special thing that happened before the panel, before I entered the room, was that I actually got the chance to meet Real James. If you don't know, Real James makes Dragon Prince content in the fandom and other types of content. So yeah, I got a chance to meet him. He was really nice. I'm sure you guys watch him all the time. And yeah, we just chatted about the Dragon Prince, got to know each other. So it was really nice even before the panel even started. Then when we entered the panel, as you guys know, I live streamed during that. Don't worry, I didn't live stream the actual panel. Just if any of the Wonderstorm people are watching this, I did not actually live stream the actual panel. I just live streamed a little bit before panel begun. A lot of you guys joined, so I'm sure you saw it. And it was a really hype stream. I mean, we were getting ready for what is to be the biggest panel in Dragon Prince history. I mean, this is the panel to conclude at least this Mystery of Erebos arc. So yeah, I did 2 live streams. The second one was when Aaron and Justin entered finally the room. But before we jump that far, during that sort of period of time when I entered the room and before the panel started, I got to take pictures of some cosplayers, and some notable ones being, of course, the Rayla cosplay, but also my favorite, the Erebos cosplay. That was really cool. I really loved the way it was crafted. So yeah, guys, we met Arvidos. But moving on, this is where the panel officially begun, and it was crazy. All of the, like Aaron, Justin, and all of the showrunners officially entered, sat on stage, along with the 3 superfans, which we'll be talking about as we go through this panel recap. But yeah, it was really hype. They took a large picture. I don't know. I don't have X, so I don't know if they like posted that, but they probably did. Yeah, they took a large picture of the whole crowd. There was a lot of people. It was filled to the brink. There was even people like sitting on the sides. The attendance of this panel was kind of similar to last year's. It was the regular attendance, a lot of people. So yeah, the first thing they did is basically just introduce all of them. So they introduced some of the super fans. Of course, got Avery, Chicken, someone else. I think it was I don't remember, someone else. Oh, it was Daquan Foster. That's who it was. It was Daquan. And of course, Aaron Ehas and Justin Richmond, which, if you don't know, interviewed twice on the channel. If you want to check that out, you know, just saying. And of course, the showrunner, which is, I think, Sam Stone. But the real surprise guest of this panel is, well, the voice actor of Sol Regum. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, whoever you are, I forgot your name. But yeah, the voice actor of Sol Regum was on there. And if you don't know, in Season 6, yeah, Sol Regum was burnt to dust. So I don't really know why they're bringing Sol Regum's voice actor now, but okay. But yeah, he was there as a surprise guest. It was definitely a surprise for me. That's kind of like a voice actor that I wouldn't expect to be on a panel in a convention, especially in New York, since they are based in California. So it was definitely a big surprise for, I think, everybody. And he was probably my favorite one on stage. Like, he said all of his Sol Regum lines. It was really cool. So yeah, we got to see all of them on stage, along with a bait plushie, which I didn't get a chance to take a picture of, but here's a picture by Real James of the bait plushie. A lot of bait praise during the panel. There was a lot of bait praising, which we of course love. And that's of course where the panel begins. So basically, at the start, nothing really happened. I mean, everybody got a chance to introduce themselves. Chicken, yeah, introduced themselves. Avery, then Daquan, along with, of course, Aaron, Justin introducing themselves as the creators of the Dragon Prince and the Sol Regum actor. So yeah, we just got a good introduction with all of them. And then after all of that, we got an official reveal of, well, a season 7 poster, which we will cover in a moment here. But first, let's get into some news that was dropped during the panel. So during the panel, Aaron announced that he wants to clear up some confusion about Arc 3 and some misconceptions. So basically, all he said, to sum it up, all he said is that Arc 3 isn't confirmed yet. And then he started talking about some original saga plans, how we really approach the Dragon Prince. And it's kind of funny because we actually had a discussion about that exact kind of thing in my interview, especially my second interview. We had some heavy discussion about like some of the original saga plans, how Netflix really greenlights these seasons and how they get on Netflix. So yeah, it was really funny. It was just basically my interview. It hasn't been greenlit by Netflix. Arc 3 isn't happening, guys. It's not happening yet. Maybe we can still get it greenlit, but it's not happening yet. So that's what he just wanted to clear up a little bit. And then after that, we of course got the official poster. So let's quickly go over it. So this new poster depicts, of course, Erebos in the middle holding Sol Rhaegam's skull. As we all know, season 6, yeah, he got his revenge on Sol Rhaegam because, of course, Sol Rhaegam basically reported, I guess, his daughter, Leola, to the Star Shelf Council. So yeah, this is a revenge right here. So yeah, this poster just shows him holding the skull, and this kind of correlates with what happens in episode 1. And so yeah, this poster is kind of like boring. It's kind of dull. There's nothing really to break down, except for in the back you can actually see Leola, and I didn't notice this at first, but some people have pointed out on X, they have brightened the image a little bit, and you can actually see Leola from the constellation map. So that's pretty cool. That's a really cool detail that they added in there. Definitely gives lots of revenge vibes to Erebos, this character. And yeah, we of course have all the basic credentials here. Mystery of Erebos season 7, only on Netflix December 19th, which I just realized is in 2 months. So we are approaching season 7 really fast, guys. But yeah, enough of the poster. Let's get into episode 1. But now it's time to get to the part of the video where you guys have been waiting for it, and this is of course the episode 1 breakdown. So before I go over some of the leaks, because I know there have been some leaks circling the Dragon Prince part of the internet of the intro of episode 1, let's go over some episode descriptions, and I will be adding some dialogue to this as well, just to give more detail to the episode, more stuff that hasn't been revealed. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the episode is called Death Alive, and the intro is Erebos picking up Claudia, but this time she doesn't turn to stone. And of course, this time Erebos is actually freed from the prison, so the intro is Erebos out of the prison. Now the episode starts with Cosmo seeing Erebos, well, not Erebos in the vision. He sees the heavens in a vision. It's like a NASA-like image of space. That's what I described it as. And then he basically says a Death Alive poem. That's why the episode is called Death Alive. He talks about a prophecy or poem about Erebos returning to the world. Now then, after he says this poem, Astrid tries to wake him up from his trance, but Cosmo, knowing that the fallen stars returned, lets Astrid know that they can't really do anything about it, because everybody doesn't know. The scene then cuts to Claudia and Erebos as Claudia smirks as Erebos plans to wipe out the elves and the dragons forever. And then at the start of the episode, already we're starting off this episode with a banger because we see Ithari for the first time in, I don't even know how many, like 4 seasons. We see Ithari for the first time in 4 seasons as he's waiting for Runan. He misses Runan, of course, because he's been gone for a while now. And then after we see a little bit of Ithari's screen time, of course with his new design, his new hair at the Silver Grove, the scene cuts to Runan at the Moon Nexus. So they're still there. Runan is recovering from his journey in that coin. Who knows what he's been going through in that coin. He's been going through a lot of corruption. So yeah, so he's basically recovering. He needs some rest. He tries to get up to reunite with Ithari, but Rilla lets him know that he does need to rest. While this is happening, Callum seems very worried about Katalis, because yeah, Katalis has been fried. Rilla does suggest that he does go look at the damage, but he feels conflicted about leaving. And then Callum flies off to Katalis as Rilla stays at the Nexus to, of course, keep watch on Runan. Then cutting back to Team Erebos. There's a lot of Erebos in this episode, guys. It's really good. Expect a lot of Erebos in season 7. But yeah, we see Erebos sitting down very menacingly as he looks at both of the staffs, then combines them. And the staffs I'm of course talking about are Viren's dark magic staff and the corrupted sun staff. So basically he fuses the staffs together to create a dark magic sun staff. Then Erebos tells Claudia that when someone dies with great trauma, they go to the in-between, which I guess is the like the in-between is basically the place where death alive people go, like people who are dead but also alive, so I guess where zombies live basically. And this gives Claudia some hope that Viren could return, but of course Erebos is trying to manipulate her. But Terry is very skeptical about this. Claudia is worried about her father being stuck in the in-between because that's a pretty unfortunate place to be, and feels obligated to find a solution. The next scene shows Callum flying to Catalyst, and you can really see the destruction of Catalyst, like it's leveled. Then Callum meets up with Soren, and the two of them hug while crying. So basically in this scene, to give more context, Callum lands there, he picks up a plushie, and guess what this plushie is? This is of course Soren's old plushie that he played with as a child. So he picks up the plushie, Soren finds him, they crying, it's really sad scene. And then we cut right back to Erebos again, and Erebos explains that getting a soul out of the in-between requires a moon primal stone, and says that it could take 100 years, or they could just make one now. And you might be wondering, how are they going to make one now? Well, this is where we get the big reveal, one of the biggest reveals in the show, that's where the unicorns live. So basically, to get a moon primal stone now, they're gonna need to slay a unicorn. Now, guess where the unicorns are? Yes, we got a location reveal for where Claudia found the unicorn. And that is, of course, the Garden of Innocence. Now, the Garden of Innocence was probably like the place where Claudia went as a child. And of course, she got the map to that place by the troll. If you read Puzzle House, I believe. This is where, you know how Claudia met like the troll? This is confirmed where Claudia got the map to find the unicorns at the Garden of Innocence. And then Claudia does say, of course, that she has been there and says that she has a map to find it. So this tells me that they will probably be going back to the Puzzle House in season 7. Now, who's trapped in the coin? Kapar, but we'll talk about that later. Then next, Soren finds the destroyed throne, and as Ezrin is coming also, because Ezrin and Anya and everybody are also arriving at the scene, Ezrin sees a vision of his mom and dad together, like sort of like a daydream kind of thing. So yeah, she sees them on the throne. It's a really sad scene, really depressing scene. And then Soren gives an exposition dump about what Sol Regam's attack on the castle was like. But then the interesting part here is that Ezrin does something crazy. He says that he needs to find Sol Regam and destroy him. So he's really angry. Then Soren tells Ezrin to calm down. He's like, I know you're angry, like calm down a little bit. And Anya, of course, supports him. Then Ezrin sends Corvus and Callum to find Sol Regam. So Corvus and Callum are going to the Valley of Graves to see where Sol Regam went, but they don't know the full story about what actually happened to Sol Regam. Now, this part of the episode is where it kind of goes downhill, because okay, let me just give you some more context here. Corvus and Callum literally go right next to Sol Regam's skeleton, like this giant skeleton, dragon skeleton. And they say, oh, where's Sol Regam? I'm like, oh, he's right there. He's right there. This is my main negative of this episode. Like, he's right there. Like, there's no, okay, moving on. Next, we see some pretty meme-worthy scenes of Erebos experimenting with some disguises. So we, of course, learn that Erebos is a shapeshifter kind of figure. He turns into an island and rotates through different types of elven forms, such as one notable one being a Earthblood elf form, which if you want to know what it looks like, it's basically just a muscular Terry. It was really cursed. That scene was probably the most cursed scene in this episode, and it was crazy good. Then the scene finally transitions to Rayla and Runan, where Runan has to eat some grubs to restore his energy. It's a really comedic scene. Yeah, he just eats some worms. It's really disgusting as well, but hey, I guess Runan likes his grubs. Then, back to the Valley of Graves, Corvus notices the new island that Erebos created, and they can't tell where Sol Regam went, even though he's right there. Then, suddenly, a human mage, a mysterious-looking human, comes out of the skeleton, and this human has Erebos' voice. Now, this human is basically just Erebos, because Erebos, after shapeshifting to so many forms, decided to shapeshift to a human. And Erebos reveals that he's there to see the fallen dragon. Then Erebos kind of talks about Solregum and what he did to his daughter, but he doesn't actually outright tell that about Leola to Callum and Corvus. And Callum is really nice to the fake Erebos here, the human Erebos here, because of course he doesn't know who Erebos that is Erebos. So he offers some help, but Corvus is very skeptical about this and says that he can't really trust him. But then Erebos pulls out a manipulation move and brings out an apple. Now, what is the apple's significance? Well, the apple is actually Erebos' favorite dessert, or not favorite dessert, favorite food, because that's what the Orphan Queen actually offered him, apparently, I think, in the lore. So I feel like this is an illusion that we are going to be seeing a lot of this Orphan Queen 400 years ago lore in season 7, because he literally pulls out the apple. This is a classic Snow White trick right here. But yeah, Corvus is like, no, I'm not doing this, and then Erebos drops the apple and leaves. We then see the shot from the NYCC promo poster with Runan and Rayla staring at Katalis, and this shot is really cool. It's a really good shot. And then we see them, of course, all entering Katalis. They all see each other, meet each other again, and Runan, which this is probably the best part of the episode, Runan, as he looks at the destruction of Katalis, he's trying to process everything. We get a little POV scene of Runan just looking around the castle, and then Ezran, because Ezran is of course right there sitting on the throne, sees Runan and screams at him. And he says, of course, that it was all your fault and that he killed his father. So I knew it, guys. This was bound to happen at some point. Ezran and Runan were gonna see each other face to face, confronting each other. And Runan is surprisingly very okay with this. I mean, it's probably because Ezran is a child. But after this, Ezran says that he wants Runan to be arrested. Runan then confesses to the assassination of King Harrow, because of course he killed King Harrow. And then Soren everybody trying to, it's a really dramatic scene. Everybody's trying to convince Ezran to not do this, especially Rayla, because Rayla just got back Runan. She doesn't want to lose Runan again. So they're really just begging. They're on their knees like begging Ezran to stop. But Ezran denies all of them. Like, he's like, nope, you're arresting him. So basically Soren finally arrests Runan. And that's where all the drama of the season is probably going to start. Then the scene switches to the Starscraper when Astrid really is desperate to help. And the Elder says no, as they're just watchers of the world. And he says that, okay, we can't really help the world if Erebos is out. But Astrid is very, very confident about helping the world and helping destroy Erebos. So she really wants to make a difference. And this is, of course, where the teaser for season 7 plays. It officially plays at the end of the episode. As you guys know, I predicted that it would happen at the start of the episode, but no, it's happening at the end. And she says at the end of the episode, the last line, I think, is that she says, I'm going to Katalis. So we're going to be seeing Astrid reuniting with the gang at Katalis. And yeah, that's where the episode ends. And then the end credits show. So some of the end credits include the mage, which I think is referring to the human mage, Viren's staff, the throne, the blindfold of the celestial elves, the rotten apple that of course Erebos tried to offer Callum, and Erebos holding Claudia, and of course the new intro. So yeah, that's episode 1 for you guys. And yeah, you guys are not ready for season 7 when you actually see episode 1. It's gonna be crazy. And yeah, that's where episode 1 ended. And before we end the video, of course, there was a Q&A hosted at the end of the panel, and there were some pretty good questions asked. I think there was a question about Erebos and his backstory. I think the question was phrased like, what was the inspiration for Erebos' backstory? Something like that. And then there was another really important question asked, and that is, when is the season 6 soundtrack coming? Because I've been searching for it for a long time. I didn't see it on YouTube. I didn't see it released anywhere. So that's a really good question. And they said that, the creator said that they are working on it. So that's nice. Because we need the season 6 soundtrack fast. Because season 7 is coming out real soon now. But yeah, that's where the panel ended. I mean, it was a really fun panel. The episode was really nice. the poster, everything revealed was just so good. It was so revealing. It was definitely a step up from last year's season 6 panel. It was definitely a lot more revealing. A lot more was actually pushed out to the public as well. So that's really nice, really fun panel. And yeah, I hope Arc 3 comes so we can go to more amazing panels like this, because it was a really fun time. And yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this long, really long video. This is probably one of my biggest videos on the channel because we had a lot to talk about. But yeah, that's really it. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Of course, I will keep you updated on more season 7 news as we start to get even closer to December 19th, which is so exciting. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.